Park here in Laredo, Texas. We're right here on the Rio Grande. As you can see, we have Mexico over here in our backyard. And this is a big hot spot for illegal crossing, whether it's by people, whether it's drugs, alcohol, well, not so much alcohol unless they've got the good tequila, weapons, children, women, sometimes men in some cases. This is a hot spot. What's really tragic about where you're standing right now is when you were coming down here, you walked across a walking path. We have a middle school that's about 500 yards or so away from us, and their track team comes down and they practice here. As they're practicing right here, you've got little girls in shorts and in tank tops, t-shirts, whatever they're allowed to wear for track, and men will be standing right over here, right there in that patch where you're looking at right now, just yelling sex things at them, or hey, do you want to come make a lot of money, or all of the explosive wording,
explicit,
there we go, explicit wording that you could use. They're yelling these at 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds. These are our kids. But don't worry, they don't just do it for the girls, they do it for the guys too. So they get all of it. So right through here, just on Thursday of last week, Border Patrol captured 400 pounds of drugs.
Wow. In
the middle of the day, right here, right where you're at. The park was full of kids. The park was full of other people playing baseball, fill in the blank. It was right here. And Border Patrol we were down here last week. I had some family in town, and we had people waving at us from the other side of the river. And my brother-in-law yelled over to him in Spanish and asked them what they were doing. They said, waiting for y'all to leave.
Wow.
So these are the different things. This is real life. This happens every day here. Rock across, and people think that the river's enough of a defense, but it's really not. When you have a river that you can throw a rock across, you need a wall there. You need some type of physical barrier that's going to prevent illegal activity from spilling into our country. I have the honor and the privilege this morning of meeting some of these angel families, and their stories are just fantastically, beautifully tragic. But the way that they are carrying on to be beacons of hope and be beacons of what our country needs to know. I'm so honored, and I'm so thankful that I get to be here and show them how significant their story is in the story of America. Because of the inability or the audacity of our current Congress to say that there's not a crisis on this border is a sham, and it's a lie. Our Border Patrol agents are just worked to the bone trying to protect our freedoms, but they're not getting the support that they need from the government who's sworn to protect them so that they can do their duty. This is how God is going to use me to be able to give back to our country and to literally save her from the clutches of hell. And that's exactly, as dramatic as that sounds, where we're heading. If we don't do something, if we don't wake up the American people to the fact that there really is a problem, that there really is a crisis on the border, my kids aren't going to know the America that I grew up in. My kids are going to think that it's afraid, that they don't have the rights to sing God Bless America or the Star Spangled Banner or even say the Pledge of Allegiance. it's a crime. I actually, this summer, I was driving through North Carolina and I was wearing a shirt that said "Proud Border Patrol Wife." And I had somebody come up to me and he said, I was a Vietnam veteran and I see the same things that they did to me and my fellow soldiers doing to your agents.
Wow.
And we love you. And you need to know that there is a country that's standing strong behind you. So educate yourself. Learn what the stats are. Border Patrol saves more lives than any other agency in the entire country. My husband has gone days without eating lunch because he's been too busy trying to save someone's life. And your 10-year-old, they stop guns just flowing through our country and getting into the criminals' hands.
That's good. Awesome.
Where's our next stop?
Okay, it's actually just right over here to the other side of the field here. We're going over to the ballpark, so it's
cool.
if everyone wants to just hop in and drive really quick, because it's a good one.
Let me flip it around. I don't know how to flip it around. There we go. Anyway, so that's Sandra. She's running for Congress down here. And it's just crazy to think about. Could you imagine just on the other side of this river here, you're somebody yelling at your kid while they're running track? Like, what in the world? Over there screaming things, and then just found all these drugs here, she said just a few days ago, right next to a school. A school, you guys. This is nuts. I mean, just make it, I live next to a school. You know what I mean? Like, there's a school right across the street from us. I'm like, I can't imagine my daughter running around track and all of that stuff happening. I mean, like, oh my goodness, why are we not protecting American citizens? Why are we not protecting moms and kids? I mean, this is crazy. She's running for Congress because nobody else is willing to do it. I mean, where are the men? Where are the actual politicians, the men and the women who are already there, trying to enforce actual law, existing law, not trying to rewrite the law? So anyways, that's going to get me going. We're going to hear some more from Sandra just a second. She's going to take us over to a baseball field where some other insane stuff has happened right here, live from the border. All right, guys, see you in a minute. And this will fix too. I know like the connection's not that great, but it records and it'll re-upload. So you can watch it a little bit later. All right, guys, bye.